This back. What does that mean? Mom, it says orientation is locked. Bro, it says you can't do that. You need over 20 million subscribers to do that. Alright, get out, quickly. People are gonna join. Stop bending it. Alright. Hello, guys. It takes a minute. How's everybody's day going? Gonna look at the NAM first. My day's going good. Yeah. Alright, so here's the NAM model. It recently kicked up on the rainfall totals too, so I think that's pretty crazy. Obviously we're gonna go more detailed in this in a minute. I'm just waiting for people to come in. Right now we have 0 people. Hello, ghosts. Alright, so we have this line here. This is, let's see, this is 2 a.m. Monday. Okay, that is pretty wild. 2 a.m. lunar thunderstorms. This is crazy. Look at this. We have a bow here. Let's see if the winds are bad with this too. Yeah, they are. You can see we actually have wind gusts up to 50 here in northern New York, and like 30 and like 10 miles in between, really. But then after that, it rapidly shuts off. So there's like nothing, like not even a lot of winds. But now, we can see that if we go in the future, there's a line of rain and wind. So this is going to move in to southern New England. And I think it's going to be cool that that's going to happen. We really need the rain too. So hopefully that can come hit us too. That's what I'm hoping. If I can get on here. Here's the RGM. This model's pretty crazy with things, so take it with a grain of salt. But let's actually go back here. We're gonna look at the southwest severe weather too in a minute. Let's just go through this first. All right, this is 8 p.m. Sunday. Hello, guys. If you're just joining, today we're doing a live stream about severe weather in New England. So let's get on to this. Hello, Adam Heron. How's your day going? So let's go. This is 8 p.m. This is 8 p.m. Okay, Sunday evening. We can clearly see that there's some very heavy rains in western Pennsylvania and near Erie, New York. If we continue in motion, we can see that these weekend, but that's going to change because as you can see around 2 a.m. we have another band forming in eastern Pennsylvania. I'm on my dad's phone. My name is Sophie. Oh, okay. Hello, Sophie. So this is a it's a really strong line of storms that's gonna develop here from, let's say, New Jersey all the way up into Maine. This is gonna be chaotic, okay? Just be prepared for this if you live in New England. As we continue, we can see this really starts to develop, and it especially gets heavy really north. The more north you go, like New York, eastern Pennsylvania, northeastern Pennsylvania, really, too. This is 6 a.m., so right when you wake up, you're fine. But really, southeastern New England is fine for now. Just wait. I'm getting a phone next week. Nice, good for you. Gotta go. Alright, bye. Alright, so now, we can see that there is supercells starting to form at 8 a.m. I'm not going to say they're supercells, but they might. It could be, because based on this model, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to be crazy. We can see this 8 a.m. Monday morning. Just be careful for these. Like, just the startup. Alright, this is not even, like, the real thing. Then here's the real deal at 10 a.m. all the way through, like, 2 p.m. Now, this is the crazy period. Especially right here around 10 a.m. we can see that there's lots of thunderstorms all in between. Some of them have little gaps, so you might get unlucky or lucky depending on where you are. You can see the more south it goes, the more not a good threat, or there's less of a threat. As it moves on the day, it does get a little stronger though. Well, it gets stronger for southeast Connecticut, like Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts are gonna get the worst around, I'd say 9 to 1 p.m. And then at Nantucket, it's like 3 to 5. So let's be prepped for that. Yeah, and as we go on, the low just spins north of New York, so I think that's pretty crazy. I think this area might be under a slight risk. All right, I'm just saying that, but I definitely do think that's going to happen. All right, let's talk about the south central U.S. So they're supposed to get storms today. Or no, storms tomorrow. Sorry for that confusion. Today, there's some scattered storms up to the north. So then it really starts around 10 a.m. tomorrow for Arkansas. And then it really gets the real deal around 2 p.m. for like northeastern Arkansas. A lot of places in between might get hit hard with this storm. Then as we move on, this really gets bad. Look at St. Louis. It's really bad. Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. And yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So as we move on here, we can see that this band of heavy rain moves up near Chicago, actually just south of Chicago, and more supercells form in Mississippi, South Arkansas, and northern Louisiana. Yeah. As we move on here, it kind of gets out of the picture. We can still see it minorly. It gets really bad around Mississippi. If you live in Mississippi, be prepped for this. This is going to be kind of crazy. All right? Just join. We're looking at severe weather for severe weather for the south central U.S. All right, it's going to be pretty crazy. I don't know why I did that. Okay, this is a better, hold on. This is a better, like, more higher resolution. All right, this is 11, 12. This is 1 p.m. tomorrow. All right, this is Saturday, 1 p.m. tomorrow. This is pretty crazy. It shows some pretty hefty thunderstorms near Oklahoma, Arkansas, and southwestern Missouri. All right, and as this moves on, it gets stronger. All right, you can clearly see that there is definitely some tornado possibilities from Texas all the way up in near Chicago, really. Just be prepared for this. This is going to be pretty crazy. And then Missouri, I keep saying Missouri. Mississippi is going to have, I think, the worst of it. Look at this. Now, this is a jumbo-humbo looking mesoscale. Yeah, be prepared for that. And then this moves off, and it just becomes like a very strong line of storms until it gets into Georgia, where it weakens, and heads off in New England, where it gets really bad up there, too. Okay, now let's talk about another model that I like to use sometimes, that high-res. It's really high resolution, so this will tell really what it could look like. Yeah, this is crazy. Right here, this is the craziest frame. We can clearly see that there is a lot of supercells in between two. Like, look at all this. Crazy. Joyce Graham, what's going on? We're talking about severe weather in the south central and northeast. So stay tuned for that, guys. The high res streams from very hefty supercells, even in northern Louisiana. That's crazy. Hi, weatherman. I am you for these important updates. No one has the details like you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I do this every, like, Friday night and Saturday night, so you can join for that. You can see it gets off the picture here, but you can still see a little bit. There is still some supercells here, too. So, yeah, that's cool. I wish I could be there. I like storms. So, this model is... Oh, it doesn't show it. Wow. Whatever. We'll look on the long term now. We can see that, there's some strong storms down here and up near Chicago, so just be prepped for that. Then it weakens for U.S., but the low gets stronger up north, which is going to cause more energy. We're going to look at the energy in a minute. But this makes more energy for southern New England, and it gets stronger with some hefty thunderstorms. I don't think anyone sees it yet except me, but yeah. Then we get another potential storm Then it gets warm here, all right, in the U.S., and then we get this weird thing. I don't know if this is probably not going to happen. We'll just see. Anything can happen. What the crap? Any serious activity going on near future in Rhode Island? Yes, we'll talk about Rhode Island in a second. I just want to talk about the long-term future in a second, or now. As we can see, a big low heads up near Halloween. This is no way. Halloween, showing heavy rain. I don't think it's going to happen. This is a while. But then cold air comes in after that. That's crazy scenario. All right. I need sunny, warm weather. So more rain coming from New England? Yes. We really need it, though. We really, really need it. All right, yeah. So we're going to check that. Storms for New England, for Rhode Island, yeah. So your timing for this crazy storm is going to be around the first, maybe around 11. This is 12, 1. This is 1 o'clock. All right, 1 o'clock looks to be your worst, depending on where you live. Northern Rhode Island's probably around, I'd say, maybe later in the afternoon. Southern Rhode Island earlier. See, this is like 12. You see how it's kind of in southern, not northern? But it gets really bad, too. When? I said 9 to 1. Alright, 9 to 1. That's really what's going to happen. Then it weakens as it goes into Maine, but it's still a rainstorm no matter what, where you live in New England. And Canada, too. It's still a rainstorm. In fact, it's probably going to be windier up there. What day? Oh, Monday. Alright, be prepped for Monday, too. Next week? Yep, next week. So, it's going to be crazy. So yeah. Let's take a look at the energy. I don't think we can see with this model, can we? Is this it? Yes, okay, this is the energy. Alright, this is the energy. There's a lot of energy. Look at this. Now, this is a lot of energy. There's like... The darker the red, the more energy there is. And the lighter it is, the less energy there is. So there is a lot of energy to get storms. This is kind of crazy. It's a big ball of swirl where a lot of winds can happen, a lot of convective precipitation too. Thanks. Snow, please. Yes, I want snow. Just wait a couple more months. Nothing like a rainy Monday. Yeah. Then it's just more energy out there. So yeah. What else is there? Nothing really else. Excuse me. I think the GFS has like a more energy than this. It's still high, which is not as bad. Alright, let's see here. That's actually the previous storm I just got. And then here, this is crazy energy. If we can, I can look at weather-wise, but right now it doesn't really show that because it's kind of down right now. The vorticity map, I don't know, they haven't added it yet. They will soon, but this is chaos. This is crazy. 2 p.m. Look at all this energy. This is where storms can form right here, just in front. The backside, it's more wind than anything, not really storms. But then you can clearly see this literally moves through and it kind of weakens up in Maine. We get some more energy, all right, and then that's it. Until this crazy low. This is not going to happen. I promise you this storm's not going to happen. Trust me on that. This storm is probably like a 0.4% chance of this happening. Literally, look, this is not going to happen. This is a strong storm, though. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Still possible, but not possible. All right, now, the range doesn't go out too far, but let's look at the SPC. All right, I need to type for that. SPC. It better not take down my tree in the backyard. It won't. I promise it won't take down your tree. SPC. Sorry if you guys hear that dog in the background. My dog has girly nails. So, yeah. Day 2. Let's look at day 2, which is tomorrow. We can clearly see that Arkansas, the entire state, is under a slight risk. Northeastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, northern Louisiana, northwestern Mississippi, western Tennessee, and Illinois, and Kentucky, southern Missouri. Yeah, you're all in it. Let's take a look at the tornado risk. Yes, we have a 5% hatched risk. Not hatched, oh my god. 5% risk for tornadoes. That is actually pretty high with the storm, so we might actually could go live if that's really bad. Wind 15%. That's pretty high. Be careful. Hail 15%. That's really small to find though. I think the really heavy threat is especially up in northwestern Arkansas. That's where all the tornado risk is highest, and usually wind too. So yeah, just be prepared for that. All right. Tomorrow, actually not tomorrow. So Alabama in the clear. They might get a rain shower too, but it's definitely not going to be as bad as it's going to be in Arkansas and stuff. And New England. New England's going to get hit hard too. Maybe not the same, but close. We can see day 3. This is when it comes up into New England. It's not there yet. We have to wait for the day 4. Actually, we can look right now. But I don't think it's going to show. Yeah, it's not probably a marginal risk for now, but they could upgrade it. You never know. But yeah, let's take a look at the National Weather Service now. Let's look at some general warnings that are in place right now. Yeah, Alabama's in the clear, no worry. We have freeze watches for... Is this Kent? No, this is Nebraska. So the growing season is still growing on. If you have any leftover plants, if you live here, cover them up. Temperature's going to be near freezing. All right, that's all I can say for this area. And for southern New England, we issued some frost advisories. So it's just going to be cold here, too. The growing season is still here. It's almost over, too. Like Hartford, it's over. Northern New London, it's still not over. Just a couple. Like, grass is still kind of growing here, just at a really slow pace. Temperatures will go down to 35, 36, 37, so, yeah, not too bad. And, yeah, that's really it for warnings right now. We have some high wind warnings and winter weather advisories. That's not too much. We can see that spin here. This is where all the crazy, winds are, too. You're a fantastic speaker and so knowledgeable weather. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this. Okay. So yeah, let's take a look at the Euro AI model. All right, this model is usually really accurate long-term too. Yes, we can still see that. Let's look at back run. It's still there. It's still strong, still crazy, so expect that. I'll probably be live to see the actual Euro model come out. We can still clearly see this is strong. In fact, it probably gets stronger too. So yeah. We can clearly see this has been getting stronger over time too, so be prepped for this. Alright, yeah. Platzumil Ace is with Diane. I have no idea. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Maybe it's your local meteorologist. I have no clue. Let's see here. So yeah, nothing's really happening until like the end of the run where we can get more like the same thing. It's just active weather pattern. All right, so be prepped for that. Aussie too. I have no clue what you guys are talking about. Whatever, you guys can just chat what that is. All right, and then we have the NAM 12. The NAM 12 is kind of crazy too. It shows storms too. Ace Frehley, the meteorologist. Yeah, I never heard of him before. I'll look him up after, when we end the stream. But yeah. Laughing out loud, Chase. Oh. Yeah, I know. I don't know too much, meteorologist. I only know this. You're the best, Chax. Thanks. Yeah. I looked something funny for southern New England. It said 1 inch for Rhode Island and 2 inches for Connecticut. Heck no. And then one of the other YouTubers I watched said 40 inches. Crazy. He's a guitarist for a popular band that popped away. Oh. Well, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, this is it. Really, it weakens up in the main. There's still maybe some wind and maybe some thunderstorms. Not as bad. The HRDPS is crazy. He doesn't know asymmetry. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I have no idea what that is. I know a lot of others, though. I don't want to list them right now. I just want to focus on this, though. We can see up here, there is some storms. To be honest, I think we have more of a threat than they do. I mean, I don't know why we're not under anything. But you know what? Let's go on weather-wise, and I'll show you my personal risk. How about that? Because nobody is focusing on this. Oh yeah, do you guys want to see my cat loafing too? I'll show you that too. Oh yes, another storm chaser. We need those. Okay. Here we go. Let's go here. Alright, here, I'll draw in a minute. Want to see my cat? Yeah, that's my cat right now. Silly little cat. We can see here, that I'll draw it in a minute. Hold on, let's get this thing open. Foliage, let's just go on the foliage port real quick. Alright, we can see this is definitely lagged behind. Definitely, there is definitely moderate to high color down here. I've drive down here. There is a lot of color. This is definitely moderate to high. I don't know. This thing's probably really behind. Because how in the freaking world can it be freaking moderate to high already in Kentucky when it's not up here? That just doesn't make sense to me. It's definitely high. Alright? And here too. Like, bro, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on, but whatever is going on, please fix it, because this is kind of annoying, because I want to know accurate stuff. Where you guys probably live. Like, why is New York under moderate and we're not? It's crazy. Whatever. It's fine. I don't really care about foliage too much, but yeah, it's whatever. So, whatever. Okay, we'll get this thing out of the way. Get out of the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now, if I can't draw, hold on, let me zoom out. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, sorry for that wait, guys. All right, let's look at what shape the TTSM risk. TTSM is like general thunderstorms. So I'm saying, I can zoom out more a little bit. Can you say frig on the air? Yeah, I can. I say it all the time. Sometimes I say the H-E-L-L word. Alright, this is the TTSM risk. General thunderstorms. So this is just level 1 of everything, really? Actually, that's too terrible. That is terrible as crap. Let's just show the entire state, or just, yeah, the entire New England. There we go. Sorry for that confusion. Alright, so we can see that it goes all the way down, whole New Jersey's in it. The entire, like, area here. This is the general thunderstorm. This is just, you know, we can possibly see thunderstorms, all right? All the way up into Maine here. Maybe near Presque Isle and Augusta. All right, now we have level 2. Level 2 when things get a little bit more serious. So, let's get some darker green. How come I can't look at darker green? All right, let's get this darker green. There we go. Okay. Darker green. We can see that it goes, I'm guessing, or I'm just making this. We can see that this covers kind of everybody. Some extreme southeastern or southwestern Maine, really. So yeah, that's really it. But after that, if we go in the slight risk, this is just slight risk. There could be there could also be an enhanced possibility. That's really low. That's probably like a 1%, but I'll just draw it on here. It's probably the worst case scenario, but whatever. I'm drawing this we need to prepare for the worst too. So, I'd say I take things more seriously, alright? So don't mind me. Is this too close to you guys? I don't know. Let's see. Let's move this up more. Alright, there we go. So then this is the slight risk. The slight risk is in here. All of Rhode Island, basically all of Massachusetts. Here it is. Alright, there it is. All of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. This is where the main risk of, like, everything is. Alright? And if we were to draw an enhanced risk, it'd definitely be extreme southern New England. I'd say probably in here. Alright? Most of Rhode Island, some of Connecticut. Alright, yeah, we can zoom in now. Let's talk about the extreme outskirts. All right, we can see Callius. Okay, whatever. Enfield, Lincoln. I'm not going to list everything, but Matawamakangag. Whatever. Dover, Foxcroft. I know that's a popular city too. Let's see. Bangor, you're in the general. Waterville, Furrington, Carabasset Valley. If you're just out of it, Presque Isle. I don't see this rise. If I move this up tomorrow night's live stream, I'll probably move it up there. It depends if we're going to look over the model runs. Then we're going to make the risk. All right. Then we get into... Oh, yeah. We're supposed to look at the marginal. All right. Marginal for New York. Long Island, like Islip. Most of Long Island. There's some in the slight risk. I forgot Nantucket for general. General for Nantucket. In the marginal for Nantucket, Yarmouth, Wellfleet, all right. And then we have, I thought Portland's in here. Be careful, Portland. We have Rumford, Phillips, Rangeley. This is more rural area, so yeah. And then we have New Hampshire. Most New Hampshire, Southern New Hampshire had Manchester's in a slight risk. All right. All right. Most of Connecticut. There's some areas that aren't that I put. Now we have the enhanced. This is basically all of Rhode Island. Eastern Connecticut. All right. Most of Rhode Island. You're in enhanced. In my opinion, this is where we can see winds very strong, like 30 to 50 when this line comes in with heavy rain too. All right, yeah, be prepared for that. Really worst case scenario. Right there, that would be the worst. The worst spot to be impacted is probably up in northern Rhode Island, northern Connecticut probably has the highest risk, but still the risk goes all the way out into Connecticut. All right, and then it just gets better as you go out. Should we buy milk and bread? It depends if the storms get worse over time. All right, I think you should probably buy milk and bread. Not now, but maybe in the future, like in the next couple of days up here in... All right, and then maybe if it gets really worse, do it in this whole area. Then if it gets really, really bad and it becomes an end of the world scenario, all of this, buy milk and bread. Or that's really it. Joyce, you have a busy night going on, I see. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets worse. All right, let's look at some radar imagery from around the nation. Is there anything going on in Canada? Canada's dry as crap right now. All right, Cabas. So actually, Vancouver is gonna get an extreme storm this week. Be prepared for that. It's gonna be one of a kind. Some heavy showers here near Juneau. Let's actually see some loops. Oh yeah, there's definitely some heavy rain entering Juneau. Be prepped for flooding too. There's gonna be a lot. In fact, we can actually look at how much rain we're gonna get. I'm so sorry I didn't show you that. Let me show you this. All right. Oh no, this mouse almost got stuck. Let's see. The composite really would show how much rain we can actually get. So let's look at total precipitation. In fact, I can actually do that. Hold on a minute. We go on radar. No, models. Models. And why is it not working? Hold on, guys. I'm still trying to figure it out here. Choose an outlook. All right, here we go. Here's the 3-day. Why is this 18Z, 12Z? Around 6Z, which is near the end, like 9, 10, 11 a.m. We can see that a lot. This is the area where we need to watch for heavy rains. All right, really only in like New England and stuff. We can clearly see here that we can like get even near an inch all over the place. Nantucket too, like an inch almost. So it's gonna be pretty crazy. Well, is there like a day where you can just see like all of the rain? I think it's really all you can see. Excessive rain. Let's see if there's any excessive rain. Yeah, it's close. What about day 4? Oh, yeah, we are in day 4. All right, we are in day 4. So be prepped for maybe potential flooding, too. I mean, we've gotten a lot of rain this past week, so be careful. I want to just see. I really just want to see, like, the rainfall. I don't know why I can't. Please let me. Like, gosh. Here we go, multi-day. Here's day 1 through 7. This is what we're going to get for the next week. An inch and a half for eastern Connecticut, inch and a half for northern Rhode Island. And lots of rain near Missouri, too. 3 inches, too. And oh boy, if we talk about Canada, be prepared for this. 10 inches. Wow, a lot of rain. 10 inches down here, too. And in Washington, 10 inches. That's a lot of rain. You got to be prepped for flooding. I don't know how they deal with that rain in the winter. I think it's just chaotic. Just in the near future, we can maybe, what? Okay, that's weird. Just an inch, all right? And we can see here 2 inches for maybe New York. They usually get more due to that weird effect. I don't know what it's called. Like mountain slope thing. I don't know what it's called. I forgot. Go back to the composite. That's a weird word. Composite. We can see here that there is definitely some showers here. Nothing too bad. Again, this is just, we're going to go live every night. Not every night, oh my gosh. Live every single Saturday night. Alright. Maybe, if there's not too much weather, we'll just talk about maybe the future. Or I can make a snowfall map for you guys. You know what? How about we do that? Let's do that this stream, and we'll talk about the warmth next stream. All right, so let's talk about weather. Oh my god, we're going to talk about the snow potential. How do you guys like that? All right, so let's do this. All right, so we can see. I wish you can turn these alerts off, but looks like we're going to just have to deal with it. All right, we're going to draw. All right, drawing time. All right, so here we go. All right. This is where you can see, let's just do white. Sorry guys, I'm just finding white. Alright, so if you're in the white, above this white, you're gonna get snow. Alright, so this is where you're gonna get snow. Above this white line, alright, don't include Los Angeles, I'm just talking about the mountains. Okay, I can't really go high resolution on this, alright, so, yeah. And then we have, let's go blue. Or actually, no, let's just do green. All right. Actually, yeah, gray. Gray. All right, here we go. Above this gray line, we can see, again, if you get a little frustrated, this is not a high resolution, so this could be completely different. All right, so that white line, in between the white line and the gray line, you can see 0 to 1 inches of snow, okay? Again, this is not high resolution, so don't get frustrated. All right, this could change anything. All right, I personally think that 1 to 3 is going to be in, let's just make a different color. Let's do a random color. Yellow. All right, in yellow, we can see that this is like 3 to 6, all right? And it isn't too bad so far. All right, in between, you can see like 2 to 4. All right, so, and over between that, you can see 6 inches above that line. All right, above that line, 6 inches, all right, of snow this year. All right, then we get into the hefty amounts, or like more heavy amounts. Let's change that to blue. We can see that this is pretty crazy. It goes down into Oklahoma, too. Kentucky, Washington. Above this blue line, we can see above 12 inches. All right, that's my thinking, above 12 inches. All right, again, this is not high resolution. This is not going to be totally accurate. We can go higher res. It's just more difficult because you have to just talk about, like, everything. We're going to do New England next. I just want to talk about the nation first. Then purple. This is where we can see 18 inches plus. All right, again, this might not be accurate, but I'm trying. All right, this is where we can see 18 inches plus potentially this year. Hold on, this is way. There you go. Now you guys can see it. Ow. Now you guys can see it. This is where we can see 18 inches plus. All right. We have a special weather statement. We'll look at that in a minute. Then we have 24 inches plus. Again, I can't really help it if I don't do good. All right, this is 24 inches plus. All right, so be careful for 24 inches plus. Here, it's the general zone. We're going to get 24 inches plus. Up above that red line, 24 inches. In between 18 to 24. Be prepped for that. All right, and then we have, let's just do cyan. Cyan is just only for extreme areas. Probably go even more in depth too. Let's see here, up in near Michigan, up north of the Berkshires too. This is above this line. This is where 36 inches above can happen. Or if you're in between 24 to 36. All right, so say we're not going to talk about New England yet. We're going to do that weather in a minute. All right, we're going to do the snowfall forecast there, like more high resolution. I know you guys want to see that. And then above this, we have, let's see this color. I'm just going to draw lines now. This is like the highest. This is, let's just say 60 inches plus. All right, near the lakes. All right, northern, above, or these, if you see these dots, this is where you can get 60 inches plus. All right, be careful later. This is where the hefty, wefty snowfall amounts are going to be. All right, yes, it's going to be crazy. All right, now let's just go back and let's do southern New England. All right, because this is the zone where a lot of you live, and I live too. So yeah, we can see. Let's start off with red, yeah, because we use that color for, yeah. So, we talked about 18 and 24. Let me just move this over a bit. Yeah, that's a bit. Alright, so anywhere above, hold on guys, I keep moving this. Alright, there we go. Above this, oh, it's beautiful, she's a beautiful cat, thank you, yeah, she is cute. Above this red line, you can see 18 inches plus. Alright, so yeah. Above this red line, you can see 18 inches plus. Alright, so we're talking about basically all of New York. Yeah, all of New York. All of New England. Philadelphia, you're probably going to get around 15, 16 inches. Alright, it just depends how everything sets up. This is just a prediction. This is probably not really going to happen. It just depends on where everything sets up. The warm air, cool air, the low pressure. You don't really know yet. Alright, we're getting closer though. This is 24 inches plus. Alright. Actually, you know what? No, let's erase that. That was a terrible line. 24 inches plus. Let's get rid of the Cape, because they don't really get too much. And there is 24 inches plus. The Cape is not included. They get a lot of rain in the winter, probably around 5 to 6 inches per month. They get the most rain, all right? Because you usually get 6 storms a month. Sometimes you can get 6 storms a month, depending on how much low pressure, how much everything really. All right, so that's 24 inches. Now let's talk about 30 inches. Again, it might have looked different here because we're talking about New England. This is 36, I think, 36. So yeah, 36 inches. This is where the hefty snowfall amounts. We're talking most of southeastern, not southeastern, southern New England and all of New England too. Now let's go into the more hefty zones. This is really for like very heavy storms and a lot of stuff. Oh, this is 48 inches plus. This is kind of a crazy snowfall amount. If you live anywhere in that red to the orange or any red to the yellow, you're gonna get 18 to 24 inches of snow. That yellow line to the cyan line, 24 to 36. Cyan line to the dark blue line, 36 to 48. And now we go on to our next layer, which is pink. Let's do pink. Pink. All right, there we go. And when we're between this pink, actually, no, yeah, we're going to do this. All right, yeah, pink line. Sorry for that confusion here, but yeah. We can see pink right here too, and let's do basically, what, hey, hello. Basically, Berkshires and this Maine North. This is that's 48 to 62 in most of Massachusetts except the Cape and Boston. 48 to 62, and above this pink line, we go on to our next layer. It gets more exciting for snow lovers here. Let's go to the orange. So this is really bad. Let's say, like Buffalo. This is like 62 plus. We're gonna have one more layer after this too. No worry. This is 62 inches plus. So 62 inches plus. Now, this is a heck of a lot of snow. Don't take this for granted, but this is most likely what's going to happen. If it's a warmer year, cut these totals around 10 to 20% of average. So they just cut it down to like 80% of what's average. If it's above average, do 120 to 130%. All right, you can do those totals. All right, just remember what this is. And I said one more layer, right? Yeah, one tiny bit more layer. We're gonna do this. You know what? Let's do this black. Now this is the craziest layer. All right, we can see the craziest layer for. Get out here. For Watertown, Buffalo. This is 80 inches plus. 80 inches plus. All right, and then we just have like Maine, North. All right, anywhere north from here is gonna get a lot of snow. That's your snowfall. Take a picture of it. In fact, I'll do ranges. So if you live in here, let's actually zoom in a little bit. And you will take a picture. Well, you guys can take a picture after this. This is 18 to 24. All right, that's 18 to 24. If we move here, this is 24. This is the whole season. 24 to 36. All right, that's 24 to 36. This is 36. Hold on. 36 to 48. All right, that's 36 to 48. 48 to 62. Right here. You guys take a picture after this too. Hold on. Just up here. And then we have 62 to 80. It gets crazy up here. All right, it gets crazier. Then we have 80 to 110. I know. Hefty total. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave in about 10 minutes, too. So I have to go in 10 minutes. And then we have... oops, sorry. 110 to 140. Alright. Alright, here we go. Now y'all can take your pictures. Alright, hold on. Alright, take your pictures. Do whatever you can. This is what primarily is going to happen. And don't take this for granted. This is probably going to change. Alright, it depends how warm or cool the season and where the low pressures align, or the two pressures combine to. And yeah, personally, it's going to be crazy. Alright, I feel like they always say it's going to be active. I always think it's going to be... It never ends up being active. Look at this beautiful color machine up here. Anyways, that's really it for the snowfall. We're going to talk about the warmth next stream, so tomorrow night. Alright, maybe I have school Monday, so I cannot go live Monday morning. I really wish we had that Monday off. Like, really, I can go live at like 7 to 10. That would be awesome. I really wish I could have done that, bro. Maybe we can go live. Well, we are going to go live tomorrow. We're going to do that storm, too. It might be a little bit longer than today. This is just kind of like a follow-up stream of like what's generally happening. All right, this is going to change. We're probably going to make multiple of these, like, winter outlooks. All right, so take a picture of this. In fact, I might take a picture myself. Alright? So, yeah. Be prepared. Alright? I really hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. It's fun. Alright, let's take a look at some more model runs before I do, unfortunately, have to go till tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow, though. We'll be back tomorrow. Promise you that. Alright, I was here tonight. I did something rude to you guys, like, way back. I did not do live streams for half a year, but I'm back again. I'm alive again. No worries. I'm gonna be alive for maybe a couple years too. Until I need to take a little break every weekend, you know. I can't be 57 weeks where I do this. But, you know, I like doing this too, so yeah, I can't be complaining. Again, there's that energy. That's a lot of storms that move through. That's why we're saying slight risk, enhanced risk. I'd probably not enhanced risk. Gosh, sorry for that. Maybe slight risk and a huge marginal risk, yes. But you can see this is really strong. Like, really, it pops up. This is kind of just like that weird tornado that I got traumatized in like 2020, where there was like hail and my mom's car almost got picked up. I was really scared for some reason. I wasn't into weather really too much. That was like a while ago. That's when I was like 7 years old. So yeah, it was a while ago. I see I'm a lot older now, and I can handle this stuff more. This is actually, let's look in the future to New England. We can see that this is mainly New England, more New England, like, from, like, New York North. This is the next system. Definitely a lot strong, definitely not as strong as the one we're gonna get this Monday. So, I just want to tell you that. And let's see the temperature. We're going to actually look at the temperature now. They're going to be pretty warm. Alright, so here we go. Here is New England. It's going to be, I guess you can see cool and warm. Probably going to get a lot more frost warnings after this crazy storm, these two crazy storms move out. Then we get in a big, massive warm-up until we get this weird storm near October, that brings really cold weather, like 40s and 50s and 30s for highs. That's crazy. That's cuckoo. All right. Can't stress it enough. Really crazy. And if we can look at this one more time, this is a dew point. Let's see how much moisture there's going to be. It depends. If it's over 60, which is this never happens in October. All right. It's really dry in October. Well, tonight, around, let's see, this is going to be dry tomorrow, 30 in the dew points, then yes, the dew points do get higher. That's why we may have a chance for a slight risk. 60-degree dew point, 58, 59, 60-degree dew point. Now, that's pretty high for October standards, which means that we could get storm. That's why I'm saying, be prepared, all right? Get milk and bread, like Joyce Graham was saying. All right, then you can see the dew points really dry out. Then it gets warm again. We might need to worry for another marginal slight risk, but that's out in the road. Then it just becomes dry, 20s and 30s. That's pretty crazy. That's awesome. Nice, refreshing fall air. Then it's just kind of on and off. And again, more moisture, more storms. Oops. So the more moisture is, the more storms we can get. Then it gets really, really dry after that. Let's look at the humidity now. Now, this will tell if we're really going to get crazy storms or not, also, too. So we can see here, right here, this is where the storms are going to form in this line. Oh, my God. So this is going to be crazy. More moisture, the more rain. All right, and then another one. This October one. This one's crazy looking. Now, take that with a grain of salt, though, too. The Navajam. Yeah, it doesn't show that. The Navajam. This battle's been kind of weak on this. Actually, it just strengthened. Like, the last run, it showed nothing. Look. Okay, that's better. Alright. They're finally coming in a line. Wait. Oh, dang it. I want this to come out. We didn't even look at the Euro. I don't think we did. Alright, here's 8 a.m. We can see some storms. This is Monday, too. After that, it just becomes really heavy. Then there's that other storm I was talking about. Then a big break before another storm potentially comes in. Dude, I really want this new model to come out. I can't go live for longer. Alright, guys, I'm going to leave any minute now. If you have any last questions, answer below. I'll look at it real quick before you got to go. I have to do some more stuff, like homework and stuff. So yeah. If you have any more questions, comment down below. We're usually going to go live every Saturday, or every Friday and Saturday night for 45 minutes to an hour. Tomorrow's probably going to be on that hour mark. Have a good night. You too, Joyce Graham, FYB. I don't know what the FYB stands for, but okay. One more thing before we go. Freeze watches for Eastern. I was supposed to say Eastern Denver. East of Denver. Yes, I'm tired. So yeah. Alright, guys. Have a great night. Let's take a look at my cat real quick, though. Here's my cat, by the way. Beautiful, relaxing kitty. Beautiful. Right, Junie? Say bye to Juniper, guys. Yeah, belly rub. What are you doing? Yeah, you like that? Oh, she's scratching me. Ow! Ow, ow, okay, that's enough. Don't do that. Alright, say bye, Juniper. Say bye. Say bye. Oh, yeah, you can hear her purring. Alright, bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the warmth conditions. Alright, bye, guys. Have a great